Welcome back to Eppa, guys. I'm grateful that you are back here. Thank you. If you are returning, thanks for sticking in here with us. If you are new, my name is Mamle Yuko Godwin, and I am your educator on parental alienation as a result of being a victim, getting educated on it, getting exposed to it through my education process to become a mental health nurse practitioner. And I thought, this is something that needs to be made known to many because I've been going through this for 10 years and nobody knows. I never knew this is what I was going through. And so when I got to know about the name, the phenomenon that, it does have a name, I thought it's interesting and I thought some awareness is needed. So if you come to this channel, it is all about mental health education. It is going to be more centered on parental alienation, childhood trauma, and possibly domestic violence or intimate partner violence. Um, so if you are here, thanks for coming. If you are here, it means you want to know more about parental alienation. And if you are here, it means you want to know more about childhood trauma, domestic violence, intimate partner violence, mental health as a whole. So thanks for coming. This topic is going to be on, guess what it is? No, you can guess. It's going to be on reintegration therapy. What is reintegration therapy, guys? What is reintegration therapy? Okay, we're gonna find out. Okay, so make sure you watch this video to the end. All right. With Father's Day also coming, if you are a father that is being alienated, you're not giving up, and you're gonna stick here and you're gonna go and watch my child-centered love video that I did on Mother's Day for the mothers. All right, so let's get into business. I need to put my eyes on eyes. Yes, I need it. So when we talk of integration therapy, what is it? As a result of recent issues that has been coming up in the family law hearings and in the family law court, it's been noticed that there is a problem with parent-child contact after divorce or after separation and stuff like that. There are concerns with some parents also as to if their relationship with their children would ever be the same, if their relationship with their children would ever get interrupted. And it has in many cases. And that is why this research was done by Shelley Pollack. This is her doctoral thesis that she wrote at the University of Toronto. The purpose of reintegration therapy, if there is a specific description of practice guidelines in place for reintegration therapy, also whether it is effective. The title of her study was Mental Health Professionals' Practice of Reintegration Therapy for Parent-Child Contact Disputes Post-Separation. I'm the parent. My contact with my child, is it still healthy as when I was in the home with the child? Is it being limited? Is it being interrupted? Is it being affected as a result of my separation, my divorce, my whatever? The goal of treatment for reintegration therapy is to identify if there is even a need for the reintegration therapy. Meaning, is there parent-child contact issues? On my channel, I think I talk about signs that will let you know that your child is being alienated. And one of them is limiting of contact. When it's time for them, I went through that. You guys know that when it's time for a court-ordered visit, your child will not be brought. Your efforts will go in vain. I have many times had to contact police just to get access to my children. As a result, I even had a case against me that I was misusing telephone because I called the alienator and they won't respond. They won't let you have access. And when you call the police, they use that also as a means to go against you for misusing of telephone. I had that tag at some point. Thank God I'm here today giving you this education so you can learn from it. So we are going to go into some of the things you can do, which if you look on my channel, you will get there. That's over there also. Coping with a narcissist, parental alienator, have that. Some of the things you can do 11 evidence-based approaches that parents can use for in coping is also on the channel. I'll link those videos to in the description section of this video if you want to take a look at them. And so these are the three things: identification of if there is a need for the reintegration therapy. The goal of reintegration therapy is to enforce family relationship as a whole. Third is to have is that for the reintegration therapy. Okay. So the purpose of reintegration therapy, according to a licensed marriage and family therapist and licensed social worker, Prince Singleton, is that reintegration process requires them to build a trusting therapeutic relationship with the child. You understand? So this, according to like it is to improve the overall family relationship. And then according to the also reading family counselor and the licensed social worker also stated that trust. So let me tell you some of the strategies that I used to improve this to improve personally, right? Relationship was destroyed, and this child has been brainwashed, like manipulated, hate you to believe things that are not true about some of the things. If you want to look up all my videos, all I'm trying to say, something that can be a challenge with a child that has all these ideas about you. What helped my situation, I have discussed a lot of them extensively on my videos. Take a look at the videos, like, share, and subscribe to my channel, okay? But I'm telling you, one of the things you can do to yourself is consistency, trust, making sure that when you say yes, it is yes tomorrow. It is yes the next day. It is yes next 3 days. It is yes the next week. It is yes next month. It is yes the next 5 years to come. Whatever you said yesterday still remains the same. You want to make sure trust. Those are the things you can do to get these kids to trust you. I went extra mile to get these kids to trust me. Even in food, they come and you are cooking for them and they question what you are doing. When you miss a visit of them, they have been told, I told you your mother don't like you. She never cared about you. She didn't come and pick you up. It's Mother's Day. She didn't pick you up. By the time they come, I have evidence that I was at the exchange location and your father didn't bring you guys. I have family members. I have maybe friends say, where were you guys? We came over last time and you guys were not there. Oh, well, but that said this, that. See what I'm saying? So because your efforts are always undermined, your efforts are always interrupted, your efforts to foster this relationship is always counteracted. So the truth is, you're not gonna win if you don't go extra mile. So you have pictures of you being at the location showing the date you were there. according to your camera, because in your camera there are dates of every event and every picture. There are videos of you at the location with your videos and of the address and all that. There are videos of how long you stood there. These are the things that makes them realize that you were telling the truth. Now, how do you foster the relationship? So now you work on trust. How do you foster the relationship? Activities, engaging with them. They came, then you abandon them. They came, then you focus. When they come, have things or activities lined up that you are going to be doing with them. Don't even worry about everything going on. Don't have that discussion. Don't just worry about what you can do with them. Their activities, so question interaction. You're questioning about what they've been doing, their school, how they're doing, their all right. Even reintegration after is hard because you have to deal with their teachers. That was the topic I was planning to discuss on my Facebook page. But I was sick this week, according to Pollack's study and Elizabeth Ellis of the American Journal of Family Therapy. The strategies of the reintegration therapy include eroding the negative image by providing incongruent information. You understand? They have all the images these kids have, parental alienated children or children that have endured parental alienation syndrome have about you, the targeted parent. It's nothing positive. It's nothing healthy. It's nothing that you can come home. It's nothing that is going to help you. So, things you can do to foster trust, things you can do to help build trust, so that whatever you tell them, not about the issue, don't even discuss it. What you tell them about your love for them, they will trust it because they will always doubt it. They will always doubt you. The doubt will be there. So, consistency. Not talking about all the alienation, all the things that took place, but focusing on how activities and what things you can do. Religion, if you're going to church with them, pray with them, eat with them, go out with them, those things. Show interest in their well-being, show interest in their needs, show interest in engage them in communication. My big son wouldn't talk to me. If you ask him, you want to engage in conversation, he clenches his teeth. He don't want to talk to you. But today, mom and mom and mother, mom, 10 times, 20 times a second, like. All right. So consistency, engaging, showing interest in their needs. Okay. That helps to keep doubting, questioning back and forth. But that said, is that really true? But this is what mom does. It's not true. Like, and then here they are. I'm very transparent with my kids when it comes to money. If you ask me something, if I have it, I show it to them. I show them my paycheck. If I don't have it, I show them my paycheck. I'm not teaching them that they should hate their father, but I want them to know where my money goes, why I cannot afford certain things that maybe I used to afford for them, or that, you understand? This is the money. This went in child support, this went in this went in that, this went in taxes, this went in health insurance, this went. Yes, I have to be open to them so they can trust with evidence that, hey, this is what our mom is going through. This is what effort she's making to help us. Okay. All right. Refrain from actions that put the child in the middle of the conflict. Yes, yes, yes. Don't discuss nothing about the issue with them. Don't discuss that. If they have questions, like sometimes, oh, so why are we with you and you still paying that child support? Well, it is what it is. It is the law. So we just have to abide by it. Simple and concise. And we keep moving. That's simple. And we keep moving, guys. And keep smiling and keep being the same. All right. You know, So you don't talk about it, don't put them in the middle, don't discuss all the negative things that took place, don't focus on their need, because right now it's your chance to help re-engage with them. All right, consider ways to pacify the hurt and anguish of the alienating parent. Yes, because sometimes some of these children, at times, even though the targeted parent is making efforts, the things the alienating parent told them is what is in their mind. You understand? So your focus shouldn't be on the alienating parent at this point. I talk about you not doing yourself a favor. This is in the 11 evidence-based practice, 11 evidence-based approaches that a targeted parent can use in coping. You have to explain some of the negative things that has been said about you. You have to explain why it's not true. Hopefully you have documented and have documentation to prove that it's not true and show it to them. You understand? So you have to consider ways to pacify the hurt and anguish of the alienating parent. The things they told about you, the anger that is coming from the alienating parent, the animosity, the negative energy that is directed at you by the alienating parent with the medium of the kids, using the kids as the medium. You have to explain why that shouldn't be and why that was inaccurate and why that did not even take place. Because if you don't do that, you are not helping yourself. Because as a targeted parent, guess what? It's like they accuse you of stealing or murdering somebody, and there is no evidence, but yet you are being convicted for it. Think about it. So yes, you have to derive ways to explain these tactics that were used and the allegations lodged and planted in the children's brain and mind about you. All right. Look for ways to dismantle the coalition and covert enemies to allies. We talk about it. You understand? It's still in the same. So look for ways to remember the kids have formed an ally with the alienating parent, not targeted parent. They have formed an allies. They have become buddies. They have become the cheerleaders, the person that is being used to execute the alienating parent's actions against you. So guess what? You are going to have to explain these things to the kids. Never give up contact. That's one of the things I cannot emphasize that enough. Never give up contact. Document. Never give up contact. Document. Never give up contact when it comes to parental alienation. Okay? Never give up contact. And just know that, like in reintegration therapy for inmates or incarcerated people in prison, when they come back from jail and they are reintegrating, that is what reunification therapy or reintegration therapy is for parent-child contact issues, post-separation and post-divorce. All right. I thank you for hanging out here with me, and I want to say go and subscribe. Share. I want you to watch these videos to the end. Don't just watch 1 minute for me. And yes, we are gonna meet here again, same time every weekend, every Saturday. All right. Thanks for being here, and I hope to see you soon. Share, like, and subscribe. Okay. Grateful to be here. One of the old viewers, welcome back, and thanks for hanging in here with us. If you are new, thank you for stopping by. I want to just do a brief intro to a video that was shoot. It was a series of other parents' perspective. This is other parents' perspective number 4. The last one was on Gina's painful perspective. I'm going to put all the links in this video so you can follow and get to understand it. How do you like my lighting? I am excited about this new ring light that I got. And if you are new, I just want you to know that my name is Mamle Yoko Godwin, a survivor. I'm a mental health, I have career in the mental health field. And I am also a practicing mental health and telemetry message nurse. And this channel is about educating on mental health generally. It's about childhood trauma, which is our focus. It's also about mainly parental alienation, how it affects children, a long term, like now as children and then throughout the lifespan and as adults. We talk about some mental health illnesses that they end up being uh, stuck with all their lifetime because of parental alienation. So our goal here is to raise awareness on parental alienation and help people refrain from practices that involves parental alienation so our children can become healthy individuals. Come on board with me. Let's talk about J. Ross. So obviously, J. Ross is going through living financial crisis, living situation, blah blah blah. So she agreed with the father of the children, hey, obviously ex-husband or whatever, saying that, hey, let's talk about help me take care of the kids. Not help me, so our kids, but we both agree the kids should be with the father for a while, whilst I figure out, J. Ross figures out her living situation. Okay? And this is what happened. The father called and said he decided he should keep the kids since we make excuses to get in arguments or don't answer or tell me he's busy. This is obvious. You guys know I've been through all this. He jumped on me, stole my phone, and saw I was mingling. Mind you, he had 2 girlfriends then. He's been using that against me since last October. I get harassed and called names all the time trying to reach out. I feel helpless. I want full custody because he's only going to make matters worse for me, even finding a reason to fight me. He told my sons about my personal life and say I live with another man with which I had to explain to my son. It wasn't true. My youngest refuses to say I love you. Oh, I can't let him win. I love my babies. I have proof. So this parent is obviously in the very, very, very acute state. Okay, J. Ross is in the acute state. She's facing financial crisis, and it may sound maybe she's also not making the right choices. You understand, which is allowing the husband to use things against her. You understand? She said that the man jumped. First of all, she said that she gave the kids, they both agreed that the kids should be with the man because she has to figure out her living. You see what I was telling you? Stability and security, safety, stability, security. These are vital things when you fight child custody. J. Ross can go to court and may not win because the kids live with the father. They will maintain that stability for the kids. 2, he's now using things, lying. He's now causing a lot of alienation by telling the kids about what the ex-wife does with her personal life, that she lives with a man and blah blah blah. The little child, and when they are little like that, they have pain. I alienator is making them believe one thing, and they themselves are in pain because they miss you and they feel like you don't love them enough. My child is the one that went through that. The good thing with him is he's curious. He always asks questions. So he will come be like, Mom, he's always have to be validated. I said, what saved me is my consistency with them and undiluted love. And I remain the same. The love is the same. The discipline is the same. It is the same when they were in two homes. It is the same now. It is the same when they were in two homes. I was paying child support. It is the same now when they are with me 100% and paying child support with no support from anybody. That is what helped me. So I'm worried about this J. Ross because is in acute state and things don't sound good to me. Even as a woman, I feel like she's making some poor choices right now. She made the kids go to their father because of her own needs, and he is saying that she live with a man. She said she does not. It's none of his business anyway, but to bring the kids into it. And then if that is the reason why she sent the kids off to the father because she needs space, things are not sounding well with me there. But think about it very well. This sounds dangerous to me. The first thing to do when you find yourself in parental alienation, divorce, custody battles, co-parenting situation is secure your safety and security needs. Make sure the kids have a place to come to when they are with you, when you go for them, when it's time for you to visit with them. You have a home, stable home. You have I didn't plan on buying a house in Maryland. I was in their need of living in Maryland to get away from the drama and all the people he has recruited to be brainwashed and to think ill of me and to be, I was attacked at a shop, a grocery shop, a Ghanaian grocery shop in Laurel, Maryland. I told you guys about that. All because of the narcissistic parental alienator was the malignant kind of narcissist parental alienator I was dealing with. You understand? And then even though, like I said, the court never gave me full custody, every time I filed for custody modification, it increased. My assets increased. You understand? When I was moving to Buffalo, New York, and I lost custody, and they gave me every one weekend a month. How? And I went fighting. It went to every other week. If they are with him this week, next week they'll come to me, but they'll come with me from Monday to Thursday every other week because he's trying to avoid reducing child support or having him to ever pay me child support or me not to pay child support at all. He will send me emails and say, just forget it, just go ahead and pay your child support. It was always about the money for him. You understand? But regardless of everything, money wasn't my priority. My priority and focus was the kids. So I did took steps that will affect a better impression when I go to court. So as much as I was gunned by the judges, I agree with everybody else. But this lady right here, while she's going through a lot, while the father is being an alienator, which is true, everything going, if what she said is true, she has to get herself together. She has to worry about her stability, her means of survival. He has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that when the kids come to her, they have food to eat, they have a place to stay, abuse-free environment, they have. Think about that. You understand? My kids can never tell you, this is my boyfriend. You understand? So what you have to focus on in such a situation is your stability, your safety, the kids' safety. You have to be able to prove that when they come to you, they have a place, a reasonable, secured, safe environment to come to you and live conveniently. Safety, like the Maslow hierarchy of human needs, right? The basic needs are being met. That is very primary and paramount when you are in such a situation, okay? So I'm kind of worried a little bit about here about J-Ross, about this J-Ross. Okay. Jill N said, I am going through this very same evil practice called parental alienation. It's devastatingly heartbreaking. I am crushed in constant agony and separation anxiety, to say the least. It is true. These are some of the things you go through. If there is a lawyer out there, I'm looking for advice on how to take this and save my gifts from this terrible mental and emotional abuse. This is my kind of parent. She wants to change the situation for her children to save them from this terrible mental and emotional abuse. May God grant me the grace to carry on. She is very optimistic. She is using her inner strength of belief to fight this battle, and that is wonderful, because when you are going through certain, you do need resilience, you do need support, and if you don't have that physical support, you may need to type your spiritual support strength. And one of the things to have is the ability to pray, follow what your faith and your beliefs are, and tap in the benefits that they bring to you. Okay, so the last person we are going to talk about, the last perspective, is Jennifer. Jennifer said, I am a survivor. Hey, that is it. Come on to the survivor's world. Yes. So Jennifer said, I'm a survivor just like me. I'm trying to be a survivor here. It took my ex 10 years. Oh, Jennifer. It took my ex 10 years to complete his mission, and he's done a good job. Yes, he has done a good job. Trying to destroy my kids' life, destroying my kids' foundation, taking my kids' childhood away from them. He has done a good job. He has. I had 3 children and 3 grandchildren. Oh my God. Now he has them. First, for any parent going through this, male or female, document. She said, document. Did you hear this on my channel? Did you go and check 11 evidence-based coping strategies alienating parents can use? It's on there. Check that video. My very favorite videos. I think I love that video, because that is, I keep talking about statistics and what alienators do. But then we need to know how we can cope. You understand? Jennifer said, document. Parental alienation has quickly become an epidemic in this country, and most family courts are starting to penalize the aggressive alienator. I'm yet to see that. I don't think so, but if she says that, then great. But I'm yet to see that. You must have concrete documentation, though. Yes. In my case, every documentation I have, lawyers tell me, stop taking the kids' video, stop taking the kids' pictures, stop. So how am I going to be able to prove my case? You see, so it has been hard. It has been a journey for me. It has been terrible for me. It has been detrimental for me. But this is what they are saying. So please, let's come together and learn. This is her suggestion, and I cannot agree with her more. Okay? If you can afford it, please start to take your children to a therapist. I have requested that from the very get-go, especially when my son was losing touch with reality. Like, if stealing is, I can't give you the specific examples because it's been a while, but let's say I keep saying you and I believe that stealing is wrong. My son believes stealing is right, because it will come naturally for him when he has to testify in court, and then it will go in the alienator's favor. So made to tell CPS and stuff that I caused them injuries, I did this, I did that, when I have not done none of those things to them. You understand? So what she said is very important. If you can afford to take the child to, I have requested. I even want the court to order it so it will be mandatory for the child to have, my big son especially, to have therapy. That was always denied because the alienator made it seem he didn't need it. And finally, last year, when he sent the child for therapy, guess what? He told them, this is when they are doing the intake. This is it. I don't want to tell you this for it to be like I'm being mean to their mother or whatnot. But their mother have mental illness. Their mother is this. Their grandmother is this. And none of that is true. You can't even prove it. So my son told me, and I have to dig down and find this therapist and track her down. Track her down, guys. Track her down. And then deal with it. Finally, my son is out of that situation. Because my thing is, when you giving in the intake process, when you're giving this false information, it affects the diagnosis that is assigned to your child. And this diagnosis lasts a lifetime, a whole lifetime of the child. And I don't want that. I want, if the child will receive therapy, great, but it should be the right plan of care. But if you are diagnosing the child with wrong diagnosis, then obviously he's going to live all his life with this diagnosis, and on top of it, he's not going to have the right plan of care directed at his care. You understand? So now even if you ask him why is he in therapy, he don't know. If you ask him, not that he don't know for a good reason. Like, he don't feel like he has a need. When he first came to me and he went to therapy, he was talking about all the things that was going on in his life. They just did. Now they asked him, and then he quit therapy on his own. He didn't want to go to therapy. And then now he's like, when he has to go back to therapy, when they ask him all these questions, he said, no, he don't feel isolated anymore. He don't feel this anymore. He don't, like, all the problems he had before. He said he doesn't have it. So, but I'm telling you, I'm so proud of him. My baby is doing so well in terms of, he's not perfect like any teenager. He's only 13. He'll be 14 in August, in few more months. Maybe 3 months. Yeah. So I don't think he's doing so bad. He has overcome a lot of things. Yeah. He probably need to hear this from me more often, but it's like I'm always like expecting the up notch. If you know me, I'm a perfectionist. The expectations for them is, the bar is always set high for them. So I'm always like on top, like, are you doing this? Are you doing that? But hey, so that is it. So the damage that is being done to them is irresponsible. I know. I agree with Jennifer. Getting them into therapy earlier in the process will not only provide you with concrete documentation, but may just save your relationship with your children, which is true. That's the focus anyway. You want the kids to have a good relationship with you. You want them to be sound. You want them to have good relationships with their peers, with everyone that they find themselves dealing with. You understand? So that is the main thing. Therapy is for them, for the kids, to help them with coping, help them, building them, and helping with their perceptions, their outlook, and how they perceive things and perceive situations and look into things, and see things. This is something I wish I had done from the beginning. Lastly, realize that this has nothing to do with what is best for your child. This has everything to do with the other parents deciding to be a judge, jury, and executionist. And that is so true. The narcissistic parental alienator actions and everything, it's got nothing to do with what the child needs. It's all about them. It's basically, that is what it is. It's totally about them. Nothing more, nothing less, okay? It has taken me 10 years to realize that I was a great mom. I'm smiling at this lady because I kind of feel the same way. I mean, I always know I'm a great mom. He almost destroyed me. Oh my. Tell me about it. I mean, I'm still standing and I'm striving in my recovery. My prayers for any parent having to mourn a living child. Guys, Jennifer has summed it up for us. Jennifer has made it so easy. But as easy as Jennifer sounds, I give you the same soundness. I want you to recover if you are going through this situation. I want you to reach out, engage, communicate, join the wagon. Let's educate others on parental alienation. And one day, we, like myself and Jennifer, will all begin to sound so light, so fun, so relaxed, and see the best and the light at the end of the tunnel. Get yourself well, get yourself some chill pill, and get the stress related to parental alienation out on a good note. Subscribe, like, and share, guys. So we meet in the next episode. Stay parental alienation free, guys. I want to come your way with a little discussion, right? You know, Eppa is all about discussions. But I want to share my thoughts about this tag of racism. You know, I find it a little interesting. Yes. So I want to give a little thought on that. What do you find interesting about racism? Racism, ethnocentrism, tribalism, alienation as a whole, rape, yes. You see a black man killed, and boom, the whole world is on fire. So, I want to say it this way. Let's put color aside, okay? Let's put color aside. Okay. So, my point here is, who are you? Are you a human or you are a color? Are you human being or you are color? I want to start this by saying that you should be human first. Let's be human, because wrong is wrong and right is right. One person got killed, right? Which is very wrong, extremely wrong. And then you have the people that relate or feel associated or feel like they can identify with the black man, I said let's take color out. Identify with the one being killed, the victim, go about, destroy properties. And these properties are not for the rich, for the people that makes these laws, policies, and decisions. which is wrong if the attack goes against them also. But most importantly, this attacks and destruction of property is against small businesses, not the empires, not the big industries, but small businesses. The other thing is, you don't like somebody being killed. You associate it with color. But you, the same person, don't also like your own fellow. And I'll tell you why I say this. When I first came to this country a few years back, and this example pretty much is also in the Depression Simplified video that I did a few weeks ago. Depression Simplified video. Look that up. I'll link that. I'll put that link under this in the description section of this video so you can watch it too. You know, Eppa worldwide is against all forms of alienation, period. We are focusing on parental alienation, but we are also against all forms of alienation. Our goal is to entertain and enhance and bring inclusion, community. We want to foster community. We want to foster family units to be more work together to help raise awareness on alienation, period. We are focusing on parental alienation, but pretty much we are against alienation of all forms. So in that video, I shared the light on going to a salon, and I was exposed to somebody who told me, who heard how I spoke, and boom, she didn't like me, because it's not just me. She's like, oh, I hate your African bitches. See what I'm saying? She's not white. She is a person with the color of my color. So are we human first, or are we identifying about color? Are we identifying with color, with accent, with what? You understand? Alienation of all forms are evil and it's not pleasant. Then you come to years, almost 8 years, 10 years, about 1 decade now. When I first became a single mother, oh God, the stigmatization, the alienation, it didn't come from anybody. No. The alienation, the stigmatization, the people that find it as a taboo for a young girl, my 32nd birthday, I was a single mother of no fault of mine. Yeah, my fault is I had children and wasn't working to bring money home enough like I was. I wasn't shouldering responsibilities of paying bills as much as I should have prior to having children. Right. And people find that as a crime, as a taboo. And it's not the Igbo, it's not the Bruni, it's not the Caucasian, but it is my fellow. Same people as me, same Africans, same people from the same place I'm from, same people who bought the idea that I was mentally impaired and retarded by my ex-husband. Same people in the Ghanaian community that find it as wrong. And not only that, even so, do you identify with a region, a country, an ethnic group color, is that what alone makes you feel like something is wrong or something is right when it's done against you, or when you do it against somebody? Alienation, ethnocentrism, rape culture, all those things is wrong. Wrong is wrong. And when you choose to be human first, then you can realize that it is wrong to engage in such things. You know, I am coming your way because I find it very interesting for the president of Ghana to comment and talk about something like the crime America has against. Listen, we have Ghanaians abroad. We have Ghanaians living in other countries, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, wherever, in all other countries. China recently even enduring crime against them. And none of our leaders, I don't see our leaders taking any action to go and say, hey, let's save our people. Let's have a measure in place to rescue this situation and prevent this crime going on and it's not ending. You have a Chinese person come and live in Ghana, sign contracts with politicians, have the audacity to pull a gun, have the audacity to pull a gun on a Ghanaian, on a fellow Ghanaian, and nothing gets done about it. Absolutely nothing gets done about it. You go to court and such person, what I saw online was that the legal or the people in power who have power to make decisions according to the state laws says that if they put such a person who committed crime, murdered a Ghanaian with a gun, is put behind bars, will that change anything? Would that bring the person back to life? That would rather jeopardize their relationship with the foreign country, China. So I'm asking you, is it not hypocritical for us to stand up and say we are talking against a crime that we also commit it ourselves, but in different forms? You know, it's if listen, I find it interesting because I feel like if it is not us, that if the harm is not directed at us, then it's okay. Does it mean if a gun is pulled on a Caucasian person, it's right? I don't think so. So we need to fight against gun crime, against cruelty, against all these things, period. So depending on the rally, the kind of rally you are conducting, is that rally fostering unity? Or is involving vandalism? It's involving alienation of any form. You have a lot of single mothers. And I can tell you, coming from a victim, a survivor standpoint, you have people that are married that even with you being a single mother and your struggles, you are coming along in so many aspects. But yet you get humiliated, you get alienated, you get put Facebook, for instance, in consideration. You will even be on somebody's live video. The person mentioned your name. Next minute, people are unfriending you, unliking your page, unsubscribing to your channel, as if it feeds you, as if social media feeds you, as if social media gives you the air that you breathe. In America alone, 2015 research says that children living in single family homes, and they live with single mothers. Statistics shows that we have so many people, so many children living in single mother homes. We have single mothers as head of families. But if you go to church, you have a neighbor that is of your same origin. They look down upon you. They alienate you. Well, I'm the last person you can alienate, because you know what? The way I cry you, I will walk past with confidence and authority, authority that to prove to you that I control my world. I provide for my world. I am the CEO of my world. Nobody controls it. I have people that will talk to you, they will be looking down upon you. And I open up, I says, like the way I will talk, respond, then all the things they want to say to me, they swallow it right away. Like, how dare you? You know what I mean? You have a guy that wants you and is married, and you refuse to be with them. Then when they call you, they'll be like, oh, you are still single? You say you don't want me. I say I don't want you. So you think all I'm worth is to be with somebody's husband, right? You see my response? You find it maybe, the way I'll respond to you, you yourself, the way you call to come and intimidate me, make me feel some little bit about myself, you swallow it quickly. I'm the last person to be intimidated, to be alienated, no. Because you know what? I measure my life with my own abilities. I don't measure my life with others. This life, the race is not the same for everybody. Everybody and their race and their pace different. There is so much I want to do. There is who want to break you down. There are people who don't want to see you flourish. The same people find a Caucasian in leadership role that is treating their fellow unfairly. Their fellow, person from their same country unfairly as wrong. But the same people get in position and they want to treat you in some kind of way. I have worked in jobs where you have Nigerians in leadership, and the way they treat their fellow Nigerians and the way they treat Ghanaians or any other people is horrible. If a Nigerian is in position in that job, all their fellow Nigerians will have their full-time positions. Wait till you have Ghanaian in the position. Wait till you have a Ghanaian in leadership role in the same company. You, the Ghanaian, you see your stand. Even part-time hours serve, you won't get. I have refused to hold any management positions because you know what? I like to swipe in and swipe out when I come home, because you know what? The management hours, I can do that. The bonus they get, I can put in a couple of overtime and I'll get even more than that. Yes, it may look good on your certificate, your resume, but So I'm talking about alienation as a whole. I'm talking about alienation as a whole. How do you treat your fellow in your community? Or do you just measure your successes with somebody else's failure? How supportive are you of your people, of your own people in your community? Vandalism is wrong, and so somebody being murdered and people vandalizing others' properties are wrong, period. And guess what? The things the sad part of it, the things they are destroying belongs still to minority, belongs still to small businesses, belongs still, not that if they committed those vandalizing crimes against the huge industries and the people or in with status in our societies is right. But I'm just saying, let's be mindful. Let us be mindful of the things we do. Let us be mindful. You have people, I'm telling you, oh my God, if I tell you the amount of things I have dealt with in this life, you'll be marveled. They didn't come from white people, they didn't come from the Caucasian, they came from your own people. But I find it that when they are doing it to their own, it's okay. When they are doing it to their own, it's okay. When others are doing it to them, when others are doing it to them, then it becomes noticeable. It becomes wrong. It becomes unjust. It becomes unfair. Injustice, prejudice, racism, ethnocentrism, rape culture. A male figure in authority will only intimidate and, excuse me, request for sex in exchange for a job when it comes to employing a female. When it comes to employing females, think about it. Think about it. We can start it in our own circle, in our own community. Who do you owe your loyalty to? How do you treat the people around you? How do you? How do you? Alienation, I have faced it, all levels. I have faced it. Lies, discrimination, rejection, rejection, rejection. I'm a person that you can't reject. You reject me, I'll bounce back stronger. I have a lot of people that see me today and they get marveled. Like I said, since I have this my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, and I finished my masters, the feedbacks I'm getting are so much, and subscribe, like, and share our videos. All right. How have you been doing? I'm doing wonderful, and I'm thankful that you start in here with us. I'm grateful that you are back. I'm thankful that you have subscribed. All right. And if you haven't, please go ahead and hit the red button now. Subscribe, like, and share our videos. All right. If you are new, this channel is dedicated for mental health education. And this month is dedicated for mental health awareness. All right. So I want to differentiate to you today about what mental health is versus what mental health illness is. Yes, mental health illness is not the same as mental health. All right. And you know something? According to mental health and behavioral health specialists in their research, 1 in 5 all human beings in their lifetime will develop mental health illness. What does that tell you? That means we need to take good care of our mental health. Yes. So this month being Mental Health Awareness Month, I'm deciding to put a hold on parental alienation topic and bring you this education on mental health versus mental health illness. and how that can affect you, me, your sisters, your brothers, your whole community. All right. That being said, if you are new, my name is Mamleyoko Godwins, and I am your parental alienation educator. I am the woman that is a victim of parental alienation, surviving, kind of, and so you're hearing it from the horse's own mouth, from somebody that has probably walked your walk and so can talk your talk. I recently became a psychiatric nurse practitioner, effective this month, May 10th, and I'm waiting to take my board exams. Yeah, yes. It was nice when I finished my bachelor's of nursing degree because I didn't have to take no nursing, no board exams. I already had my RN certification when I finished my associate degree. Guess what? I have to deal with this again. Take it board exams. Oh, yes. But fortunately, I am done with it. So guess what? I have to be real, face it. I'm big. I can deal with it, right? Yes, I have to put in the work. That will get me to be successful. So I will know what to do. I'm going to deal with that. But welcome back. And guess what? We are talking about mental health. What is mental health? According to researchers, we increasingly use mental health and mental illness interchangeably. We see both as the same thing, but honestly, it is not the same thing. According to the World Health Organization, there is no health without mental health. Everyone does have mental health. Like I said, 1 in 5 people will develop mental illness if they don't take care of their mental health issues to make them remain healthy and sound psychologically, mentally, behaviorally, right? So that is why it is important that we raise this awareness. All right. So when we talk about mental health, we are talking about our mental well being, our emotions, our thoughts and feelings, our ability to solve problems. Your ability to solve problems and your way of solving problems may not be the same as this person in my left hand or right hand side's way of solving problems. And that is what brings the difference. That is what makes us healthy or impaired mental health. Anything that is not healthy is impaired, guys. Impaired. All right. Okay. Um, and also our ability to overcome difficulties, our social connections, and our understanding of the world around us. You see what mental health is? So if a person with a healthy mental health is almost like a person with a healthy life. You are not sick, you are not ill, you are not impaired, you are not having headache, you are not having stomach ache, you are not having diabetes, you are not having um, high blood pressure, you don't have cancer, you don't have endometriosis, you don't have, you know. So when somebody have a healthy mental health, they can solve problem appropriately. They can relate in the, have healthy relationships, not like dating and someone cheat on you. And no, that's not what I'm talking about. But healthy interpersonal relationship, our ability to solve problems in a healthy way that don't affect other people negatively. That is mental health, right? And interact with the community and the environment around us. Yes. Now, what is mental illness? All right. Mental illness is an illness that affects the way people think, the way people feel, the way we behave, or interact with others. Mental illness is what causes us to interact negatively towards others. Healthy mental health is what makes us consider other people's feelings when we are behaving, when we are doing things. But when we are impaired and we have a mental illness, when we are narcissists, when we are depressed, when we have anxiety disorders, there is a normal anxiety. That's how you respond to situations that you feel like, hey, it's a challenge. How do I face it squarely and overcome it? Versus the kind of anxiety that gives you panic attacks, can't breathe, overstress. Yes. So when you have been impaired to relate appropriately, to socialize appropriately, to function appropriately, to not be able to carry on with your day-to-day life activities appropriately, that is becoming mental illness, and you need to seek help. All right. Yes, you need to seek help. Okay. Health isn't like on or off switch. There are different degrees of health. People move on the continuum ranging from great or good health to so health. Somebody asks, how are you doing? Oh, so. So from great health to good health to so to poor health to illness or disability. You see the continuum from great to good to poor to disability when you are impaired and can actually not do nothing. Okay, that is what we're talking about. That is so from here is you are good, you are able to go and back, coming back and forth, but you are still a person with mental health. That is why you have good mental health. That's why you're able to do that. When it goes to poor and disabled, disability status where you can't carry on your day-to-day activities, it becomes mental illness. Yes, it becomes mental illness. And you do the awareness, so you carry it, assess yourself, and decide, okay, let me talk to a specialist, a provider, and see how I can take this or what I can do to get the right help for my unique situation. Okay. I'm not, this is not a platform to provide you services. It's just to give you the starting point to how you can start navigating resources. But if you need to talk, you can also look me up on Facebook, look up Eppa Worldwide. You can send me email to eppaworldwide@gmail.com and I'll get back to you and we can talk about how to get help in your specific neighborhood. Okay. All right. So I want to continue here. It says that, for example, some people have good health and have no problems going through their lives. Some people experience serious health problems and their poor health has a very negative impact on their life. Some people have serious health problems that last for a long time, and others have serious health problems that resolve very quickly. Many people fall somewhere in the middle. They are generally in good health, though the occasional problem may come up. Mental health is the same way. Get it? Mental health is the same way. Just as it is possible to have poor mental health, but no mental illness, it is entirely possible to have good mental health even with a diagnosis of mental illness. Does that make sense? It is possible for somebody to have good mental health despite the fact that they have mental illness. Let's take example. Somebody have schizophrenia. When they are not in the crisis phase and they are taking their medication and they are appropriately okay, and they are able to respond emotionally appropriately, that means they have good mental health. That's all that means. And I thought that was a good point there. That's because mental illness, like other health problems, are often episodic. That's what I said. So when they are not in a crisis phase, and somebody that has bipolar depression and is not in the manic phase and is not in a depressive phase, with bipolar, we have the two ends to it. So if it's not, that person is not in the manic phase or in the depressive phase, and they are taking their medication all right and they are doing well, they have good mental health, just like anybody else out there. Can function, can do everything. We have people like that work with us every single day. So let me talk to you now about what the key message from NAMI is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being. And mental illness are common, but they are treatable. Yes, mental illnesses are common: depression, anxiety disorder, schizophrenia, whatever. But they are treatable. That's why we have the medications that is specific to your need. Medication that affects depression, they help to balance the neurotransmitter, the chemical imbalances in your brain, to bring you the balance you need to function appropriately, to increase your mood, to lighten you up. They do have side effects, guys, but I'm telling you. Two, the Mental Health of America community said, I told you that already. 1 in 5 people will experience a mental illness during their lifetime. Everyone faces challenges in life that can impact their mental health. And it is true. I'll go dive into that next time. There are practical tools that everyone can use to improve their mental health and increase resilience. Resiliency, regardless of the situation they are dealing with. That's why, there are some of the mental health disorders or mental health challenges that we go through that we necessarily don't need medication. But that's what I'm saying. Helping you navigate the right resource may help you realize, I need therapy, I need counseling, individual counseling or group counseling, or I need medication, or I need both to augment effectiveness of my treatment. You see that? Yes, that's one thing I like about mental health, because you know what? I can help you. I also did case management. I'm an RN case manager certified. So having been mental health provider only helps me to blend all that to provide effective care. I can help you navigate, direct you, casework with you to reach the right resource for your unique and specific need. All right? Okay. They say that it's important to recognize your emotions and your feelings. Work to find the positive even when facing adversities or loss, right? Reach out and try to connect with others. Remove those people in your life who are bringing you down. and create healthy routines to take care of yourself. Don't let me laugh, guys. Listen, remove those people in your life that are bringing you down. You don't need that. Mm-mm. Mom, they said you don't need that. You don't need people that will constantly be criticizing everything you do. It's not affecting them, but it's so wrong for them. Everything about you is so wrong. Yet they want to be in your clothes and just speak all the bad things about you. That affects your mental health. You don't need that. Yes, you don't. You do need to accept criticism, constructive criticism, but some things you don't need, girls and boys and everybody on Eppa worldwide. Some things you don't need. All right. There are ways that everyone can be supportive of friends, family, and co-workers who are struggling with life's challenges or their mental health. There are ways. I'll tell you one way: exercise, healthy dieting, positive association. All right, I just gave you three. All right, I just gave you three. Let me tell you one thing about exercise. Exercises help enlighten your mood, increases the neurotransmitter that help neurotransmitters you need in your brain, like your brain chemicals that you need to function and have healthy mental health. Okay, exercise is really good for you. The good thing with exercise is it can resolve mild to moderate depression. It can cure mild to moderate depression if you have a routine schedule for it where you do it consistently, persistently, doing it, no interruptions, and good thing is it doesn't have side effects. If you can walk, good exercise, just walking, that will raise your heart rate up for an hour a day. You will have a healthy life free of depression. That you will not need any medication. But medication have side effects. Exercise don't. So create time. Do it with the kids. Get them out of the house. That helps you also to alleviate some kind of depressive stress, yelling, so get us out of the yelling mood and get out of the house. And guess what? We reclaim our mental health back. Yes. One way to check in on yourself is to take a mental health screen. The website to do that is mhascreening.org. Mental Health America Screening.org. All is one word. All right. So go and do your self assessment. It's quick, free, and private way for someone to assess their mental health and recognize signs of mental health problems. So you see, you can do that and then decide based on your result that you get privately in the comfort of your home, in your car, on your cell phone, wherever. No doctor is there, nobody stigmatizing you, nobody asking, criticizing you for, oh, she has mental illness, labeling you in your community. Your husband don't know nothing about it, your boyfriend don't know nothing about it, your family members don't know nothing about it, to start alienating you. You can do it in the comfort of your home. I'll put the link down there. MHA, Mental Health America screening done. It will help you. Personally, I have had that done. Not this. I actually went to a professional to get it done, and I have been cleared for maybe 5 years now. So I probably should get it down again. But hey, probably this is a good tool I can also make use of. Yes. but I don't have any mental health illness. No, 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 no. I don't have mental health illness, but like the literature is teaching us, everybody, every single individual have mental health. We have to protect it. We have to take measures. You see that? Okay. Next is Mental Health America is encouraging everyone to take a mental health screen at where I just showed you, mentalhealthamericascreening.org, MHA, the word screening.org. Help us reach our goal of 1 million screens during the month of May. Are you going to help us do that? Are you going to help us, the mental health community, do that, achieve that? Yes, we all need to try and do it to get this done, because 1 out of 5 people have mental illness and may not know about it. So we need to do it, get the result, and as a result, we start navigating to get the right help, right resources in our environment. Okay? All right. Now, living a healthy lifestyle and incorporating mental health tools to thrive, to help you thrive, may not be easy, but can be achieved by gradually making small changes and building on these successes. It is difficult. Making a lifestyle modification, we call it. Change is difficult. Change is one uncomfortable thing. But if you can be able to achieve it, attain it, grab it, get encouraged to do it, trust me. Trust me. You will never ever regret it. I have, and I'm not regretting it at all. You see, usru awarijaya, winya okunupa. Into wherever you are, don't be worried. Don't get all stressed up about change. Change at times can be a good thing. Yes, change can be a good thing. So I changed, I made a change, and I love it. How about you? Share your changes with me. Okay. Recognizing your feelings, finding the routines that lift you up, removing toxic influences. I talk about that a lot. And connecting with others, positive connections, can help you on your path to recover as you develop your own mental health tools to strive, tools to excel, tools to, yes. That brings us to the end of this week's episode on mental health versus mental illness. Mental health versus mental illness. And I thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you being here. I so couldn't have this channel without your support. Thanks for being here. And till then, I am Mamle Yoko Godwins, your favorite mental health awareness lady, educator, and educator of Parental Alienation. Subscribe. Sabo, don't let us start fighting. This is not a big time to fight. Subscribe. Subscribe. All right. Subscribe. Yes, please. Subscribe. Subscribe, share, like, and leave us a comment. What do you think of the video? If you like it, give us a thumbs You mubega. All lady know they are cry. You need a brewer one crying, but you know what? Subscribe. Okay, let's get into it. Eppa worldwide, the new milestone. So I'm gonna load this video right now so that I can look up the date on YouTube one day and say, yes, this is the date I had reached this milestone. Stick right there, don't move away. Wait for this video, okay? Yes. Wait for it, I'm excited. Going to go and take a shower, go get my stuff and treat my hair, wash my hair, treat my hair. Yes, Eppa lady, or Eppa lady. Leave your comments, guys. Leave your comments, and let's see what you think. Tell me when you got your first gray hair. Tell me when you got your first gray hair, okay? At what age did you get your first gray hair? Or your mom or your grandmother? Ask them and let me know. Ask them and let me know. Leave it in the comment section, okay? All right. And stick out for the main video this week is coming up Friday, Saturday-ish. Yes, wait for it. Subscribe and share. Subscribe and share, guys. Subscribe and share. Let's grow this family together. All right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, all right, all right, all right, okay. Guys, look. Do you see what I see? Guys, do you see what I see? Look at it, guys. Do you see it? Guys, do you see it? Do you see what I see? Do you see it? Guys, do you see that? Do you? Oh my God. So I was going to do my deep conditioning, right? I was going to do deep conditioning and wash my hair. You know, guys, forgive my bad hair day. I've been having bad hair day forever. I've been having a bad hair forever. Like, I don't want to I want to cut my hair, but something says grow it back a little bit. Let's see. And so I've been trying to grow it back, but I just want to do deep conditioning and wash my hair, treat it overnight and wash my hair. And look what I found. First ever gray hair of Eppa lady, guys. Man, this year so many good things are happening to my life. So many good things are happening to my life. See that? You see that, guys? You see that? First ever, guys. First ever. First gray hair. And I have it. Oh my God. Eppa lady is growing, y'all. So now y'all know that age is a number business. This is the real gray hair, guys. This is a 42 gray hair, okay? Number 42, guys. Number 42, yo. Like, look at it. Look at it, guys. I have reached a milestone, guys. My first ever gray hair, guys. Girl, your girl is growing. Look at it. Look at it. It's shining. It sticks out. It's so shiny and it's so beautiful. Oh, guys, oh my God. Eppa lady have a gray hair, guys. Eppa lady have a gray hair. Eppa lady have a gray hair. Gray hair, guys. Gray hair. Eppa lady have a gray hair. Gray hair. Say that again. Gray hair. Gray hair.
So the new resolution is to exercise, something Eppa lady has not been doing other than eating healthy. So see how my heart is beating? Yes, trying to work on my cardiac health. Nothing serious. So I'm just taking little steps to health. Okay. So I encourage you to join the wagon every morning or whatever time you have, 3 to 5 times a week, do your jumps. That will help. That will help. I'm not a big person, so I'm not trying to lose weight. But other than eating healthy, I usually do eat healthy. I practice good, healthy diet. But I haven't been exercising. So since we are done with school now, our next thing on the thing is to exercise, to put it into our practice, to exercise daily, or at least 3 to 5 times a week. I hope you join me to do this. Exercise increases blood transfusion to all parts of your body, to all the organs, your brain. It helps decrease depression. So I'm encouraging you to join me in this effort. Together, we can encourage each other. Post yours to me. Let me see how you're doing with yours. And let's see how we can encourage each other. Teach me how to better do these exercises too. If you're an expert, if you're a health coach, if you're an exercise coach or something, buddy, I want to get rid of my stomach. I want to keep my arms and my boobs. I want to get rid of my belly. I want to keep my arms, my thighs, my butt. I want to keep them more firmer. See how I'm not a big person, but I see how flaccid um, my arms are, right? Yeah. I want to show me what to do to keep my arms more firmer, my thighs more firmer, and my glutes more firmer, guys. Okay, let's do our last set. Last set, and we will be done. Okay, I hope you try to. hope you try to. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one.
I appreciate you coming back. So, how have you been doing? How have you been doing? I'm glad you are back here. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being part of this family. Thank everybody for your subscription. Thanks for being part of us again for another episode. This is a continuation, okay, from last week. This is going to be other targeted parents' perspectives 102. This is 102. The last week one was 101, okay? We're going to focus today on Gina. So Gina said, this has happened to me as well when my girls became teenagers and basically able to physically care for themselves. My ex pounced on them to convince them to live with him to avoid child support. It's always the issue. This was not sudden. For years, he had been feeding them false information about me, validating their behaviors and blaming everyone else for their troubles instead of taking ownership. That is so true. They are never wrong. That is malignant parental alienators. They are never wrong, and they teach the children to copy and take these traits. Thank goodness. Oh, my son right now, if we were like 100% last year around this time of him not taking responsibility and ownership for his mistakes and stuff and always blaming people, I can tell you today we are at 90%. I remember last year we went to do grocery shopping and this boy would not lift anything, and went and pick up a noodle box. And I said, I'm not paying for it. And he was bold enough to ask me, why not? Why not? Because I'm not paying for it. If you have money, you pay for it. So provided somebody is paying for it, you have to request it. And even when you request it, it's not a guarantee that you're going to be given. So these are behaviors that you have to, the child needs reorientation. A child that has suffered parental alienation syndrome needs reorientation, and it takes dedicated parents and consistency and therapy. If you are not like me with my kind of background and the kind of parent that I am, so firm and strict and love, small discipline, small love, small structure kind of thing, it can be stressful. It is stressful to restructure. A damage to you are restructuring. It is challenging. It is challenging. It's not fun. It's not easy. They now have the mindset of constant victimhood. Always want to be victims. That is what malicious narcissist parental alienators and malignant narcissistic malicious parental alienators, obsessed parental alienators, malignant narcissistic parental alienators. That is their characteristics. So they teach the kids that they have groomed, manipulated, psychologically groomed to be against you, to have the same traits. To develop the same traits, it is a piece of work to have that come together and be able to have a resolution, to be able to change that child. You understand? I'm glad that things are working better. We are not 100%, but like I said, if we were 100% last year, by now, we are now 90%. That is, I'm very pleased. I am more than pleased with the outcome. I can tell you that. Probably they don't know I appreciate the change more, but I do. Okay. They feel entitlement and do little to help themselves because they don't learn from their mistakes, because they don't see them as mistakes. That is so true. I'm dealing with this right now. I think I'm dealing with this right now to an extent. Like they don't see they don't want to accept that is their fault. they don't want to see the result of their actions, thing they want to do. And that is a trait of narcissistic parental alienators. So when they groom the child of this, eventually it comes natural with them. It comes natural with them. So this is something we all have to work on together. So I'm telling you, it's not fun. You have to listen to this and help your children. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. Okay. You know, remember I saw an article. I was talking about. I will look for that article. It's talk about how children that suffered parental alienation, how they become like self-efficiency. It's parental alienation, narcissism. You see what Gina is saying of her teenage children when the father showed up and listen. Self-efficacy is what I'm fighting for. That is why I've been fighting for my kids all this. So I want them to be efficient, and effective. God forbid they are adults and I'm not there. And that is why I have not given up the fight of custody or just walk away from this parental alienation whole thing I have dealt with. I've endured, I have persevered. I found an article, a research says that these children suffer from being able to effectively take care of their needs, themselves, self-satisfaction, self-achievements, like all those nurturing, supportive environment can benefit from. They don't. So the good thing is, in my case, I have identified it now and I'm resolving. I use reality. I mean, I have to be realistic because I can't come and be playing games with you to make, and then you think that, oh, I'm holding you hostage, make you believe that you can't go to your father. No, you can go to your father. Coming here is because you decided to be here. You want a better life. So you're going to behave well. If not, you are free to do what you want to do, but it's not going to be here. You understand? So the good thing with my situation and why this parent awareness is important is so you can identify, realize the situation, and then, okay. So Gina said, said that it's sickening to me that their lives have been ruined by their father. I feel her pain. Listen, if my son was to be with his father by now, where he was going, the things that was happening to him last year before he finally decided he don't want to go back to his father, I was scared for his life. I was so scared for his life. You have no idea. I was so scared for his life. So I feel her pain. And that is what I didn't want to deal with, having to deal with the fact that, oh, I finished raising a child. I finished having children. I finished attaining all my degrees. I finished attaining all my successes. But I have nothing to show for. If I should say this is my child, I cannot even be proud enough to say this is my child. This is, you see what I'm saying? So that was why I kept fighting. I kept going back to get custody modified. Because their life wasn't being plotted or planned. You see, so I feel Gina's pain. Oh my God. And that was more terrifying than anything. And that was what kept me going back and forth and fighting for custody. She went on to say that one of the two people children entrust their lives with to guide them to become good people and have successful, productive lives. She's referring to the father who ruined them. He's one of two people that's supposed to be, As a mother, this I feel powerless. It's like watching your children being led down a road of pitfalls. Remember, I was talking about that, like permitting people to believe your child is autistic and want to go every mile to prove that the mother is mentally challenged. So you want to prove that the child is mentally challenged, it has inherited some of these mental illnesses, and you want to Can you believe it? So you see, some from this is coming from another parent too. It's not from me. So you know those people who will be judgmental and stuff, you know this is real, guys. As a mother, having to watch this, I feel powerless. It's like watching your children being led down a road of pitfalls, dangerous curves, and poisonous animals, and and ultimately off the side of the cliff without being able to do anything to stop it. That's exactly where I was. That's exactly where I was molding them and everything. But I still feel like I don't have that. Oh, I feel this bleeding heart right here. Okay. It has crushed me by physically and emotionally tearing me apart. You want to talk of that, right? Okay. I will never be the same again. Oh my God. I wish Gina can, I will know her and talk to her in person. Wow. And this sounds to me like her kids have totally lost, gone, and this sounds like these kids, trust me, coming from a mental health perspective, these are the kind of kids you see in therapy. They are on drugs, they are not taking responsibility for their actions, they are on benefits, they are on the street, they are in and out of jail. These don't sound good, and I think that the kids are so damaged that restoring is a problem, and now she is feeling all the pain. There is nothing like living this life and having a child, and a child you can boast of that this is my child, a child that can make you proud. It's very, very stressful. You understand? Because I know how parental alienation has affected my kids. The behavior issues have to constantly, it's like you are constantly monitoring them, you are constantly being supportive, you are constantly. And if they gave the kids away at that crucial period, I don't know. And the problem is the alienating parents are not in for the good of the kids. So at the end of the day, distraction. This is all the outcome is. I said last year, I saw this thing. I can feel Gina in myself. I can feel Gina just observing my son, watching him. It was stressful. Hanging on to my sanity and trying not to jump off the side of the cliff myself. Whew. Gina's story is serious. Gina's story is sad. Gina's story is something to think about. I would like to leave this here, and I'll continue with another 103. This is very sad. This is very, very sad, guys. This is very sad. Yep. I think I'm doing this to help somebody, but sometimes I get inspired myself through my research and my discoveries. It is very, very, I don't wish this for any mother. I don't wish this for anybody. I don't wish this ever for any parent or any child, because every parent wants to see their children do well. Every parent wants to see their children do well. Okay. This is sad, and I pray that Gina gets help. I pray that Gina recovers to some extent. It's going to be hard. She can recover, especially if they can restore the kids' life to sanity, where they have normal life, they can engage, they can have a sane life. As a parent, that case, and wants the best for their kids, this is going to be stressful and tormenting. And I can understand her plight. So, thanks for this episode. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe to Eppa Worldwide, and I will see you in the next video. Okay? Then he was refused. You understand? So for 5 years, he refused to be involved in his own children's life after our divorce. Then commenced occasionally contact, commenced occasional contact when they were in middle school, and paused once they entered the difficult period of adolescence. This is perhaps the time a single mother most needs support. Imagine being the target parent, having to deal with alienating parents, having to deal with alienated children suffering from parental alienation syndrome, and they are at teenage adolescent ages, pre-teen and teen. It wasn't easy this past 1 year, but God has been faithful. So you see all the things I have to deal with, and I'm still standing here. Know that God is good. God did it for me. Oh, He will do it for you. I'm telling you. Take a chill pill, because yours is so peanut. No, I'm kidding. Everybody's trouble is a trouble. But how you approach it, how you see it, the outcome, how you resolve it, and how you grow out of it is what is vital. And that is what Eppa is about. So hearing all this people's experience, hopefully it helps, inspires you to know you are not alone. Yet he exploited the opportunity, you see. So when he's like, according to Joe's, I think Joe's was struggling when the kids got to teenage age. And then father showed up, and now, remember I was telling you guys a video that my ex was showing a video to my children, telling them about a mother that cheated on the husband, and they ended having a divorce, and as a result, the children were suffering because of their mother's action. This is a blame game. They always want to be the victims instead of taking responsibility for their behavior. You understand? So according to Jules, the ex-husband took advantage of this challenging period in her life and used it to exploit the children and alienated her. The dynamics are different in each period and the legal options. That is so true. I think I agree with these women than John. Well, John, I agree with John too. But John, the only thing I didn't agree with, the fact that John thought it is a woman thing, the system supports women. It's not true. They may support his wife in his instance, but you see, different women talking is not, is the sister, it's not. And then in Joe's situation is the ex-husband that is being he hasn't been there. He's not addressing the issue at stake, with the fact that the kids are adolescents and the hormones and the behavior and everything is kicking in, and we need to address it. And let me now use the opportunity to be a parent and be there and be a positive influence, rather using things against the mother to gain favor, score points. If you look at the tactics in the previous video, don't force yourself to compete. Don't compete with another parent. Don't compete. Don't buy things for the kids. Don't do things that will make you deliberately plotting and planning to do those things to gain loyalty from the kids. As I'm here right now, it is their life. I'm trying for them to have the best life they can have and that they deserve. So I'm not trying to score points with them. It's either they accept the help I'm giving them or they don't. And it's their future. So I make it clear. I'm not forcing them to be here. I don't want them here. So they will be taking advantage of you. And no, they are free to go to their father anytime they want to. You understand? My role is to be a parent, to be a good parent, to have them have a good life and make a positive impact on their life. It has nothing to do with doing it maliciously or with malicious intentions. It has been like that from the get-go, and that is why my foundation with them has been solid. You understand? Okay. Okay. So Jules again says that was spot on. I had the same thing happen, seeking further resources on the neglect and abandonment, and then the seeping in. They were lost. All of a sudden, they dropped in at the adolescence and eventual taking over. That is evil. You understand? Single parents need support. So a parent that has been single stressfully took care of these kids all their life. That's why as a single parent, devote your time for your kids. Form a relationship with them. So I just told you of a 14-year-old. I just told you of a 14-year-old that I saw talk. She said 14 years she has to stand in front of the court and testify against her mother and went to live with her father. So that's what fathers can do to you too. So be careful, women. After all your stress, don't let your stress and your struggle raising this kids go in vain. Okay? Take over and alienation of the mom at that point. Can you imagine? Do you have any further information? You understand? So you took care of the child all your life. They became teenagers. They are having the teenage crisis hit them. Then all of a sudden, father shows up and then want to get them, want to use the struggles you have had all your life with no support against you to make the kids feel like you are the problem and not them. You see how it is? So mothers, be careful. Now we have Gina, we have Nikki, we have Ross. It's getting long, guys. I'm going to leave here. At least you guys know now that it is not you alone. It can happen to anybody. And so I'm going to continue, but I'm going to do it in another video. To be abused by you, the child, I'm going to welcome back to Eppa Worldwide. How have you been doing? What are you doing this special day in every mother's life? You know, personally, Mother's Day is every day because, I basically don't celebrate Mother's Day anymore because every day I celebrate it. I don't designate one day down and say this is going to be Mother's Day because, girl, I have come a long way spiritually, religiously, physically, emotionally. And so Mother's Day is pretty much every single day for me. Okay. How about you? Share with me. What are you doing this special day? Okay. Remember I told you guys I was going to graduate this week? Yes, I did. Today is officially my final day in school. But I did take my final exams last Wednesday. So I have been really pretty much done with school anyway. But just to feed you in, thank you all for hanging in here, waiting for me to come back. I appreciate it so much. Every subscription means a lot to me. I'm hoping that you will share this video to go fast so that we can reach 100 subscribers. We can reach a milestone. If I have said something in any of the videos and that upsets you, I'm sorry, but that is what Eppa is about. Eppa want to help you eventually to deal with your own feelings. It's not what I say, it's about how you receive what I say. Okay. So I'm sorry that some of you feel like maybe you have to subscribe and then go back and unsubscribe, or somebody, especially on Facebook, will come into my inbox and expect me to chat them. And if I send them videos to subscribe, then they will subscribe so they will have time to chat me. And no, I don't do that. I don't bribe people to subscribe. So your subscription is totally independent of you and how you feel about what Eppa's mission is. Your subscription is to support Eppa's mission, is not to have time with me in my inbox. I just want to put that out there. But it would be nice to get to know you guys that are following me, that are subscribing, that are supporting. Kindly leave a comment and let's see what we can do to improve. Okay? So finally, Mamle Yuko Godwin is officially a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Remember when Eppa first came out, it's 3 months ago, February the 8th or 9th. And I told you guys before the middle of the year, I'll have my master's as a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Yes, guys, it is finally a reality. God favored me. If you have not listened to this song by Hezekiah Walker, it says, God favored me. Go and listen to it, okay? For copyright purposes, I'm not going to play it, but go and listen to that song. This is my testimony. Or you can, the title is God Favored Me, and the artist is a gospel artist, Hezekiah Walker. How God favored me in spite of my enemies, guys. I live in the United States alone. I have few friends, and if you are watching me right now, Cecilia, I love you. I appreciate you made me cry this morning with when you text me, check my DP. I appreciate it so much and it means a lot to me. And such people are people you want to associate with, people who inspire you and you inspire them back, and you can support each other and you can build each other up and you can restore each other. You know, we all have our broken pieces and we can help each other restore. Okay. You know, if you watch my Women's Day video, yes, I asked, are you a woman that builds, or you are a woman that breaks other women, or you are a person that restores, rebuilds? You know, so what kind of woman are you? And Cecilia, you are that woman that builds, that restores hope, and makes people feel like it is possible, regardless of how much and how many friends have let you down. Having genuine people who are just so kind-hearted naturally. Being generous and being kind comes natural for me. And to see how natural and so shout out to you. My friend Sissy is a subscriber and she's a very good supportive friend also. And I just want to shout out for your support, and I want you to know that I appreciate. So I've been telling you guys that we dealt with narcissistic parental alienators. We continued, and we also talked last 2 weeks about the fact that the system is not for you. That was a continuation of the narcissistic parental alienation. Check out that video and all my other videos and watch them, share them, and get somebody inspired. Also, I want you to come with me on this journey today. As I told you last week, because of my school, my exams, and all that I had to my deadlines, I will just not leave you hanging. And I left a brief episode on depression, which is we're going to tackle depression and dive into some other aspects of depression. So last week, I promised you guys I'm going to come your way today with coping with a narcissist parental alienator. If you are the targeted parent and you are dealing with this, if you find yourself in a narcissistic parental alienation situation, how to deal with it. And I also find this therapy group good therapy on the internet of parents sharing their views. Okay, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to read some of their views. These are real life people that have also dealt with such situation that I have dealt with. I'm dealing with, somebody out there may be dealing with. You may not know. Your friends that comes to work with you, your friends that you engage in daily, maybe going through it and you don't know. So kindly share this video to inspire somebody. Share it with your friends and family. Kindly subscribe. Kindly leave a comment. Kindly like. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and encourage Eppa Worldwide to keep going in this mission to bring an awareness to people. Okay? All right. Thanks for being here, and let's dive into today's. So, how we talk now, by now, you know what parental alienation is. You know who a targeted parent is. You know who a parental alienator is. You know what parental alienation syndrome is. If you have not come to know what these things are yet, kindly watch my other videos. Okay? Okay. All right. So we are not going to go into that, what it is, parental alienation is in order, but the topic is coping with narcissistic parental alienation. Consider these tips. Coping with narcissistic parental alienation. Consider these tips. Meaning, are you struggling with narcissistic parental alienation? Do you have something like that on your table right now? These are some good tips to consider, okay? So first of all, you must have to engage even if you prefer to avoid conflict. Sometimes it gets to a point where you just want nothing to do with the kids because it's tormenting, it's distressful, it's tiring to know that the child that you're advocating for, the child that you care so much about, is being used to hate you, to alienate you, to form an ally with his or her other parent, to see you as a bad parent, to alienate you, to abuse you, to direct their anger, their confusion, their frustration at you, instead of trying to get to know you and find out your side of the story. But instead, they go straight to it, what the alienating parent brainwashes and manipulates them to do to you or direct at you. Well, I told you guys of my instance when last year I have to take a back seat and say, you know what, I'm here for you. Whenever you want to come to me, come to me. But what I'm not going to entertain is to be abused by you, the child I'm fighting and advocating for. If I have dealt with your father who has been abusive and tormenting to me, and I've been fighting, so if you want to come to me, I'm here for you. I'm your mom. I'll be there for you. But to say that I'm going to entertain enduring abuse from your father and they have to come up and entertain abuse from you too, is just not going to happen. So I took a back seat for 2 months. And he himself realized, trust me, he let his school teachers call me, his school counselor call me, check on me. He wants me to come to me. He want to come to me. He want to hear from me. He's not hearing from me. And he pretends he don't know what he did. He pretends he was not disrespectful to me. He pretends. What he didn't tell his school counselor and the teachers at school and stuff is that he was rude to me. He disrespected me. He abused me. And I am not putting up with that. So, so they said that as much as you want to do that, to not engage, even if you prefer to avoid it. As much as you want to engage, you want to avoid engaging to prevent conflict, you truly have to engage. You understand? You have to engage because engaging brings about consistency. You understand? What worked for me may not work for everybody. You understand? Because I disengaged for that 2 months, the child has realized all that I have done because I am a very consistent person. No matter what the alienating parent does, don't do, I'm still boom, boom, boom on point with what should be a good parent should be. A good, responsible parent who cares about their children, provides for the child, no matter where they live. I'm still paying child support. You guys know that. And the children live with me exactly 1 month, 1 year now, aside the two-parent home they were living in. So think about it. I'm always consistent. I still provided for them, and they know that. So when that 2 months of disengagement came, it helped him to analyze, put pieces together, realize things were not the same when he wasn't having that episode of coming to me. You understand? So please, even if you disengage, try to make sure the relationship's already formed. I always know I wasn't going to have a problem with my kids when it comes to relating with me, because I was already there for them. I had a solid foundation, with a foundational relationship. My foundation with them is strong and solid. So yes, they were alienated, they were used, they were manipulated, they were psychologically groomed against me. But the foundation I had with them, I knew would always make them remember me. So when I was disengaging as a punishment, as a discipline, and it did work. So before you try to do what I did, make sure you have already formed a strong foundation in your relationship with the kids. Otherwise, your disengaging will make them believe what the alienating parent is saying about you. That's one point to take home, okay? Always be consistent in your relationship with them. Now, create a plan and develop your resources. Yes. When you are faced with parental alienation, I have a court order to see my kids, but I'll go to have access to the kids. The alienating parent will not bring them. Even when I call the police sometimes will be made to believe lies, and he won't let me have access to the kids. Police can sometimes told me they cannot force him to let me see the kids, so I should go back to court. So I had to constantly be back and forth in the court trying to have access to my children, trying to play a role in their lives. If they were having good life, their education, everything, I wouldn't even be bothered. But it is all to get at me. Watch my other video on how he even misled, plotted, planned, and got my son mislabeled as autistic when he is not. That was last month. I did that video last night. It's up there. Watch the videos. Okay, I'll put the link to under this in the comment section. You understand? So in such a case, what do? Create a plan, develop your resources. You understand? You are already painted as a bad parent. You are already groomed. This child is already groomed to perceive you as not a caring parent, as not a parent that cares or wants him or her. What do? You understand? You can send regular text messages, send emails, send letters. Most of the time, the letters will be trashed. I have been in that situation. Even I send clothes because I receive them in torn clothes. I receive them in torn shoes. The school teachers will use duct tapes to tape their shoes when I'm paying child support and they live with their own biological father. Their biological father will even take $4,000 to do shopping for himself to please women, except his children. They were starved and stuff. I will send food with them, and the father and the whoever domestic partners are will trash my food, will trash my clothes. I don't buy clothes from Walmart. I buy durable clothes because they last, not because I'm rich, but because they last longer. And if this person is out of it, that next person can have it. The clothes will be brand new clothes, brand new book bags, food will be trashed. These plans left memory in the kid's brain and know that they were loved, they were cared for. So constant planning to be the best you can. If you feel like you need to, like my little son, I used to be at his school all the time, having lunch with him. Those were the best memories he ever had. because I'm being prevented from having him. The big one, they wouldn't let me come to his school. But the little one, his teachers and the school were not so alienating and not supporting the bad behaviors of the alienating parent. But I will call the school and say, hey, what time is my son's lunch? They will tell me. I will go in on his lunch break and we will have lunch together. From work, came home tired, 10. Sometimes his break time is as early as 10 a.m. I am there. And these are memories he always talk about, he always cherish, okay? So that's some of the things you can do, resources that you can use, sending text message and stuff. Take good care of yourself. That is important because on the Mother's Day like this, right? Many times I haven't had access to my kids. Last year, for instance, is one of them. And not only are they being prevented from me having access, they are also being manipulated and brainwashed to believe that I don't care about them. That's why I didn't contact them on Mother's Day. I don't care about them. That's why I didn't pick them up on Mother's Day. You understand? And the kids will come and be like, I think that is such a person is hypocritical or this or that. He said this and that about you. He said that and that, but he is the one that does this. He's the one that does that. You see, because I don't answer to what they say. Otherwise, that means I'm also engaging in parental alienation. But when you listen to the things they say, you can see that they are beginning to mature and beginning to put the pieces together and striking and contrasting as to who cares and who does not based on our actions directed at them. So it is important. And on a day like this, being good and taking good care of yourself means you have your emotions under control. When you face a situation like that where it's Mother's Day and you don't have access to your kids. Mother's Day, think about it that way. Take care of yourself. It is about you. It's not about the child. So if you are being prevented from having access to the child, it is the child's father or the child's mother, whoever the alienating parent is, role to call you and say, hey, the kids want to wish you Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. If not, so be it. Pat yourself at the back. Hug yourself. Give yourself some love. Go to the spa, go get your nails done. Don't let them live like mine are right now. Take a walk, go to the restaurant and get some fresh, nice, nourished meal. Take good rest. Take care of yourself. Check your nutrition. Check your mental health. Practice mindfulness. Go to the park. Take a nature's walk. Take a jog, walk or run. Do you know how much neurotransmitters that can be released into your brain and help with your emotions? Take care of your mental health. That is the time. I know it's sad. That is the time. I know you want to kiss your kids, hug them, and love them and experience them. But if it's not possible, divert that energy into yourself. Divert that energy into doing something good for you. Divert that energy into showing yourself some love because you are worth every love you can get from yourself. Okay. Its next thing it says that use your wisdom. Using your wisdom means the targeted parents, the alienating parent is constantly plotting, strategizing, studied you so long enough to know what can get to you and what cannot. Break that cycle. Let him fail. You see, in my instance, the alienating parent has used the strategy so much and it worked for him, even though he don't truly want the kids with him. He just want to hurt you. He just want to prevent him having to pay child support, but receive child support. He just wanted the family house that he lives in now. Don't forget, he was even kicked out. The woman that caused our divorce, after a child with that woman, he was kicked out of the woman's apartment. What does that tell you? He paid for that woman to go to Jamaica to marry another woman. 2 times. The woman took that vacation 2 times at the expense of him. And now you are there crying, and he tells everybody, I am the reason why his relationship with that person failed. Can you imagine? You see, when narcissistic parental alienators don't take responsibility for their actions, you understand? If you did these things to me and the person you did it with paid you back your own medicine, how did I cause that? You see that? So he constantly telling people, I caused his relationship to fail. Obviously, I caused my marriage with him to fail, right? You understand? But how do you practice using your wisdom to break that cycle where he do those things and turn around to plot and make people believe it is you who caused him that? When people call you, oh, your ex-husband said this, and okay, or your ex-wife said this and that, okay, don't forget parental alienation is done by both men and women. You understand? Sometimes the people we interact with and talk to are the same people that take stories and take to them. Like right now, I'm at a point in my life where anything I'm saying on Eppa Worldwide, anything I'm sharing on this channel can be used against me in court. But I don't care whether I get custody or not. I'm going to talk about parental alienation. I'm doing things more deliberate now because I have emotionally grown. I have matured. I have accomplished. I have overcome. You understand? So it is important that you practice self-forgiveness. You understand? I have forgiven myself in many things, like even allowing myself to be married to such an abuser, allowing myself to be married to such a family who are so narcissists. The whole entire family are narcissistic. That is always about them. It's never about my children. It's never about anybody else. It's always, I need to be seen in the community. I need to be seen like the best. I need to be this. I need to be that. I have forgiven myself for allowing myself to be treated the way I was treated. I have forgiven myself for allowing myself to be made to marry into such a family when I won my own visa lottery, but they made me believe they were rather helping me. How can somebody who won their own visa lottery be used for their own selfish gain and instead turn around and paint a picture? I remember when I was getting married, make it seem like they were rather doing me a favor. And as naive as I was, I didn't recognize all these things. And thinking back, I used to ask myself, my God, I was crying so much on the day I got married. And I was like, why did I not turn down the marriage? Why did I? That was a sign to turn down the marriage. Why did I not? I used to blame myself a lot, but I have forgiven myself. That is very important. Practice forgiveness of yourself. Practice not to feel ashamed of your reality. Own your reality. Own your scars. They are what made you what you are today, okay? Know your weaknesses. Yes, my weakness that has constantly been used against me is the fact that I am extremely emotional about my kids. I'm extremely wanting the best for my kids. I'm extremely wanting the best education for my kids. I'm extremely into fighting for what is best for my kids. But you know what I could have done? I know very well that this is a father that don't want his children. But the fact that the kids are not in the best living situation, that's why I keep fighting. So knowing that it's not like he wanted the kids anyway, what I could have done was take a chill pill and watch everything go on and just avail myself whenever I am able to see the kids and interact with them in a very meaningful way, which I always do. But I should have focused only on that and not be going back and forth and wasting money paying lawyers. It was a lot. I paid over $200,000, tens of $1,000s. Yes, every side I paid a lot of money to lawyers. Okay, if you ask me how I got the money, I don't know. I'm so broke, but yes. So I could have prevented paying all the lawyers all that money and could have just taken the little exposure or access they want and made good use of it. You understand? So I have forgiven myself in a lot of things. So practice forgiving yourself, and then you can Google self-forgiveness, forgiving yourself. How do you forgive yourself? I have an article I will be sharing in the future about that. You see, so practice empathy. Give yourself love. Security and stability is important when you are in this situation. Security and stability. You can't go to court and be fighting for custody or fighting, and then you don't have a place to live. You don't have a good job. You don't have a good career. You don't have a good income. You can't prove that you can feed your kids. It's been 1 year now. I'm still having my kids 100%, and I'm still paying child support, and I'm still paying my bills. Think about it. So you have safety, security, and stability is important. Practice kindness for yourself, okay? Be a good role model for your kids. Don't engage in the same practices that the alienating parent is using, okay? Unhealthy attachment. Be careful about that. Try to live in the abuse-free environment. Create an abuse-free environment for your kids, okay? And all will fall in place. I appreciate you joining. Enjoy your life, okay? Enjoy your life. We talk about that. Enjoy your life. Give yourself some love. And I said I was going to end with some experiences that were shared by some parents on this website. It's good therapy, okay? Says that. So for somebody said, co-parenting. There is no such thing with a malignant narcissist. That is so true. When it comes to malignant narcissist, like I just described, I described my other. You cannot co-parent with a malignant narcissist. It's just not possible. So, somebody replied to that saying that best to try to get full custody of the child if possible, though this is hard if they have manipulated your kid or the court into thinking you are the problem. This is exactly what I think I'm going to do this in 2 videos because this is going to be too long. So let's cut this short. I'm going to do another video. Right now as a backup to this video because it's going to be too long, okay? And that is going to tell you other victims' perspective.